What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and in today's short little video, it's a little bit of a celebration about 5 years of Final Fantasy XIV. And in today, we've got Yoshi-P with a message from the development team. In fact, several development team members have posted some of their thoughts and thank yous to the community on this page, and I'll be sure to include the links to this in the description below. So I want to read to you guys what Yoshi-P wrote, travel a little bit back in time to the first letter he wrote regarding A Realm Reborn 5 years ago, and give a little bit of my story as it relates to Final Fantasy XIV that some of you probably are well aware who've been following my work within the community ever since the 1.0 days all the way up to today. And then for those of you who are new to the channel who might not be aware, maybe it provides a little bit of interesting insight. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read what Yoshi-P wrote. Please, I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is quite a monumentous, I can't even say the word, event. 5 years since they rebuilt this game. And despite the pros and the cons, despite some of the issues that I'd like to see with it, where I want to see it go in 5.0, it is truly a beautiful game and a beautiful community, and I'm very, I think, blessed to be a part of it. So anyway, I'm going to read his words, and we're going to go from there. So he says, it's been 5 years since A Realm Reborn launched on August 27th, 2013, and almost 8 years since I started working on the original Final Fantasy XIV. The first thing that springs to mind is that it hasn't time flown, which is a bit cliche. But when I stop to reflect on everything, all the memories come flooding back, and I realize just how eventful the years have been. To tell the truth, these last 8 years have been the most challenging for me, for better or for worse. I'm still a game developer. My sleeping pattern hasn't changed much, except for my life now revolves almost entirely around Final Fantasy XIV. And not just from making and running the game, but as a warrior of light too. So yeah, it keeps me pretty busy. None of this would be even possible without the many people who've guided me along the way. Of course, I'm talking about the warriors of light around the world who've supported us these 8 years, as well as the development and operations team who are always so patient with me. There isn't a specific point where we're trying to get with Final Fantasy XIV, but there's still so much that we want to do with this game. And we've got a lot of surprises in store that I think you're going to enjoy. The world of Final Fantasy XIV is a accumulation of everyone's devotion and commitment, and the future is what we make it together. I hope you'll all be there to see where the journey takes us. And so if we jump back in time, excuse me, if we jump back in time 5 years ago, letter from the producer, L, dated 8/27/2013. Hello again, all you Final Fantasy XIV fans out there. Yoshi-P, and it feels like yesterday that I sent my first letter out on January 1st, 2011. This is the letter, the January 1st letter, and I couldn't find it because I really wanted to read it to you guys. This is the letter that really had me believe in Yoshi-P from the get-go. So a little bit back my story is that I started podcasting about Final Fantasy XIV the day after they made the announcement at E3. I created a podcast. This is a little bit more informal. 1 second. My voice is being a little silly. So I created the podcast, and it was with my friend Kevin, who you might have seen streaming for us back in the day. A couple other people. We called it Azorophoria. It was a name that did not roll off the tongue. And we associated it with my website, Comic Earth, because I like to draw cartoons, even though I have not had any time to do that in the last couple of years. I've actually been paid for it. I don't have any paying gigs right now, so that always ends up being a motivator when I was drawing, because it was like, hey, yeah, draw a cartoon, get paid. So we created the podcast. This Curse created a site, FFXIV Core, and they actually contacted me, and they liked my podcast, and they wanted to pick it up. So we rebranded it Crystal Core, and I tried to also go find all those old podcasts, and they're somewhere on some backup in some box, probably somewhere in the attic. Who knows? Like, I'm still looking for those things, but the game launched, and it obviously did not do very well. And I was really enjoying doing the podcast. And what ended up coming out of it is that, well, I had pre-bought. I was like, I'm gonna buy 6 months worth of Krista, which is a premium currency that you can use to pay for your subscription if you wish. And the game failed, and he came in and made it free, and so I still had this 6 months of Krista. So I was like, well, I'm gonna see where this is going, because Yoshi-P impressed me immediately on day one. I was actually in Arkansas with staying at my brother and sisters. We were up there celebrating kind of New Year's and Christmas, and I woke up and I saw his letter, and I read it, and I go, this is going to be a very interesting thing, because here's a guy who immediately impressed upon me, and he started listening to the players. He did the player poll. He launched the forums, because of Final Fantasy, if you weren't there, there's no really way to get feedback. It was always this kind of mystery as to, like, how do they know what isn't working or what is working. I want you guys to go. It'd be really interesting to get your thoughts if you have not read this letter, and the link will be in the description below for you. I want to scroll down through some of the pictures, some of the excitement. But he goes on to say, if someone proposed taking an existing MMORPG and continuing to operate it and improve it, while at the same time planning to destroy the world and create an entirely new game from scratch to be released within the same title, anyone in their right mind would say it couldn't be done. But thanks to the support of their fans, however, we can confidently say that we've accomplished the impossible. Although this is only the first step in the beginning, I'd like to thank you all on behalf of our staff. We sincerely hope that you enjoy the game and continue to stay in Eorzea as it continues to expand and evolve. Today marks the beginning of the official service of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Our goal is to continue service for at least 10 years, and of course be aiming beyond that, with a host of updates and large-scale expansions along the way. Never forgetting that the destination of our fans is what brought us this far, the dedication. Furthermore, as we will not let the game be held back by preconceived notions of what an MMORPG should be. Instead, we will be challenging ourselves to innovate, providing our players with a truly benefiting Final Fantasy title. Again, the release is our first step, and we're still so much we would like to do, with plenty of plans underway. The story we're working on is sure to amaze you, having achieved the impossible with the release of A Realm Reborn. I look forward to continuing to do the impossible together with our fans, creating an online experience that we can be proud to be a part of. And I can say this right now, I am proud to be a part of this game and this experience and this community. I love Final Fantasy. I love RPGs. I'm such an RPG nerd, but the important thing is that it's, I want to take some time to reflect on today. I think it's incredible what they've pulled off. I think that there's still things that, when you look at the game, that we definitely could go, and I hope we go. And with Yoshi-P leading the charge, I really hope that we were able to get there. I'm very excited about being at FanFest this year. If you're able to make it, I hope you get to meet the man himself. It's not just him, it's a whole team of people behind him, and that's why I would encourage you to go read those various letters that they have down here from multiple team members. More coming on the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st as we build into the 5-year anniversary celebration of A Realm Reborn. Guys, this has been Brian for Work To Game. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different. Let me know if you got any comments or questions, and obviously in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Hey guys, Chris here. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see our next video, go ahead and click right there. If you'd like to see our vlog, click down below. The subscribe button should be right below me here, and you should see all of our contact information. Have a great day, and we will see you next time.